Greetings, everybody, from the Lord Most High. This is Avidan, and I'd like to share some passages that I've been reading. This is in Matthew 21 of the Eastern Standard Version, and this is the authority of Jesus challenged. And when he entered the temple, the chief priests and the elders of the people came up to him as he was teaching and said, "By what authority are you doing these things? And who gave you this authority?" Jesus answered them, "I also will ask you one question, and if you tell me the answer, then I also will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John," now this is the question, "the baptism of John, from where did it come? From heaven or from man?" And they discussed it among themselves, saying, "If we say from heaven, he will say to us, 'Why then did you not believe him?'" So they know what's coming. "But if we say from man, we are afraid of the crowd." Now remember that. We are afraid of the crowd, for they all hold that John was a prophet. They all endured. So they answered Jesus. Now remember this. This is the most important part of what I wanted to talk about. "We do not know." And he said to them, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I do these things." Now this is one of the questions that when he received, and I love these ones, man, because being the amateur logician that I am or whatever, I love when Jesus answers these people, the chief priests, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, because he always comes up with the best thing to say immediately. It is the best, like things that would take me days to think about if I could even come up with it. But the reason why I want to say it is the answer that they gave, because they knew what would come if they answered in truth or what they truly believed, right? They knew that it would be a bad response that they would get either from Jesus or from the crowd. So what do they say? "We do not know," right? They chose what they thought was safe to do on this earth. And this is just what they thought. This is something that they spoke with the people, right? So how many times have we seen, people in the media or people that, in government positions or whatever, when they're questioned on something, when there's been a problem, they say, "I cannot recall," or "We were never told of this. I have no recollection of those events." Kind of like, like when the Bush-Cheney thing happened, they had to be together in the one thing. They were trapped, right? So what they got out of, the way that they got out of it, was by saying, "We do not know. We cannot recall. We cannot say." And this is how those who challenge the authority of God works. This is how they work. And be very careful with this, because we have a term for this now in English language for the past 70 years. And I'm going to make another video. I'm not sure when, maybe in the next couple of days, maybe tonight, I don't know, when it is ready to do. And it's called plausible deniability. And it's when you can essentially just deny responsibility for whatever happens, even if the guilt of the situation has been found out by the people. So what these people will do is, when they try and force something and they get caught in doing it, when they believe it was wrong, they do it, or maybe they don't know it's wrong, but they do it, but they're afraid of what the response, the consequences will be if they confess to it. So what they say is, we do not know. And that's called plausible deniability. And I'm going to do another video on this soon, because I think this is really important to talk about, especially when we believe that we're busting hoaxes, and we believe that we're trying our hardest to bring these people to justice. But in the case, it could have all been set up just like they set it up, because they knew the outcomes of what would happen on each side. So the way that they get out of it is by saying, we cannot recall. We do not know. So that was Matthew 21, 23 to 27, verses 23 to 27. Take a look through that, because this is when he goes into Jerusalem and he's in the temple and he starts kicking ass, man. I got like there's a few other ones where he's asked questions and he just destroys anything that they come at him with. It's really, like, even for people who don't listen or who don't read the Bible or whatever, it's great stuff. Even before I believed, I read this stuff, and I was just astounded at the way that it was put together. So take a look through that, and I'll be back soon to talk a little bit further about it. But until then, this has been Avidan, and I leave the Lord's blessings with you, and His grace, His peace, and His mercy. May it be with you always. Thank you very much. Have a good day.